Marvel Snap's newest card, Misery, released with low expectations. So imagine my shock when I queued up a couple of Misery decks and went 18-6 with one and 8-2 with the other. And they're both very different, but the card has seemed quite strong. Misery is a 4/7 with the ability to repeat the on reveals of the cards at the location that you play her and then destroy those cards. Note that she's not destroying cards that do not have on reveal effects. She is selective in that way. This makes her a powerful tool for a variety of different strategies, and we're going to look at two of them today. Between those strategies, I gained nearly 125 SP in Top Infinite, so both of them are valid ways of using this card. They run on a spectrum, like many cards do. The first is going to be a highly invested deck using Misery, and the second is using Misery as a complementary piece. Let's get into it. This is Misery deck number 1, the one I went 8-2 with towards the end of my stream. It was cooked up by Derek, a genuinely good cook when he really puts his mind to it. And what this deck gets right about Misery is what the cards that go with it are. Card number 1 that you expect to see in a lot of Misery decks is the Hood, who is an absolute beast when you are able to get multiple demons out of him. This means that this card also wants to go with cards like Viper and White Widow that overlap with what the Hood is generally trying to do. Misery can get rid of the Hood and put another card on their board if you have a White Widow in there. Going Hood into White Widow into Misery on 4 is an absolutely dominating thing to do. Now here's where things get a little bit weirder. Electro is a card that Misery works incredibly well with, and Electro is also a card that can sometimes synergize with Viper even. So you end up with a deck that has multiple ways to get rid of all of its cards with downsides, and then multiple ways to turn them into upsides. Between Viper and Misery and Cersei, this deck has a ton of ability to take cards that have bad downsides or bad bodies or bad abilities and make them into better cards while maintaining all of the upside. Very classic deck building strategy here. Take cards that have an upside and a downside and either double the upside or remove the downside. Misery, in some cases, is able to do both. So in terms of matchups, how does this deck actually stack up? That's what I'm actually having trouble with this list. The number one thing that struck me when I was playing this list was that it was strong, but also that we were playing in a metagame that wasn't really the metagame before Misery came out. Like, this was a metagame where a bunch of people were experimenting with Misery. And in that context, this deck was really able to succeed. It was very good at what it did. It created a lot of power. It was an inexplicably strong deck that had a lot of ability to put points on the board in unexpected ways. You've heard me say this before about other decks. Here's the thing, though. I don't know if this beats Hela. I don't know if you need to do more things to do that. I don't know if you need to have debris in here if you want to have a real shot at beating Hela. I don't know if you want to be more of a clog deck. Because what this deck does really well is not be only a clog deck. It does a lot of reasonable point stuff and also have some ability to clog. But it's not a pure clog deck the way a cannonball deck with debris would be, and so it ends up having a worse matchup in that context. But here's the thing, I didn't play anybody playing Hela, and that's what's giving me pause about this list. I was obviously successful with Misery, but what I'm wondering is, was I only successful with Misery because I was playing better Misery decks than the other people trying to make this card work? That, I think, is entirely possible. All of that said, this combination of cards is actually very good. I cannot stress enough how good it is to hit an Electro or a Hood with the card Misery. Just a very, very strong thing to do. I was also shocked by how little it mattered that she would blow up my stuff as long as I was planning out the game the whole way. And this is a bit of a skill check here because that is kind of a difficult thing to ask. This is a card, Misery and Cersei, that demands you sort of plan out where they're gonna go for a lot of the game. Using it on a Black Widow, right? Like, if you want to have this, like, Hood into White Widow, into Black Widow, into Misery. You can do that, and it's really good. If they play a White Widow on that lane, when you play that Black Widow down, you just instantly lose the game, right? And so I think if there is a weakness to this deck, it's not that it's hard to play Misery, and it's more that it's kind of very telegraphed what you're going to do. And that does not apply only to stuff clogging you up. It applies very, very heavily to everyone's least favorite dog, Cosmo, who is a monster against this deck. Cannot stress that enough. If you are a Cosmo gamer, keep your eyes open for this stuff. I did manage to win a game where my Misery got Cosmo'd. It was not fun, and it was not a thing that I want to opt into a lot. So, if you are worried about running into the main deck, you know, the Agent Venom, Cosmo, Mystique deck that's running around right now, yeah, I think that is kind of bad. I did manage to play against it. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but I don't think you want to see Cosmo basically ever. And there is a lot of Cosmo in the meta right now. This is the list that I went 18-6 with. And Misery as an archetype or as a card has two real ways, like many other Marvel Snap cards, for you to integrate her into your strategies. Method number one is to build around Misery, and we saw what that looked like with the first deck here. Method number two is to use her as a small complementary piece of an already quasi-functional strategy, and that's what this deck is looking to do. This deck is basically saying, when I have the Thor combo, I'm going to use Misery to double it. Beta Ray Bill going to 24 and Thor going to 18 are very powerful threats to leverage in this current metagame, especially since you are very able to throw priority in a lot of situations. This is a deck that wants to play a lot like a Sarah deck, throw prio, then put all the points on the board in the final turn of the game. I found this deck to be shockingly successful, but again, I can't be sure exactly how much of that is down to the fact that other people are experimenting with Misery right now. I'm not going to be able to go back through all of my games and audit them and say like, all right, let's take out all the Misery games and then see what my win rate is. But what I will say is that this deck was way more successful than I ever expected it to be. I am someone who really enjoys playing the Thors deck when I can. So maybe there's a little bit of a bias here because this is a deck that I like playing, that I'm good at, and that I'm able to succeed at where others may not be. But what I will say is that this card, Misery, really does add a top end to this deck in a way that is genuinely a little bit unexpected. Again, though, there is a little bit of give and take in terms of where you are putting the cards, right? Like, this is a deck that really, really wants you to plan out your Thor lane, plan out your Bill lane. You don't put the Jane Foster in a lane you plan on miserying the next turn unless you're ready for her to die. Like, this is a lot of planning ahead that you have to do. And so I worry that other people might not be as successful with it. However, the scams in this deck are beyond compare good. You have so much ability to put power on the board on the final turn of the game. Double Hammer Misery Shadow King is disgusting. Even when you're not doing that, you have things like Killmonger and Shadow King that can absolutely swing boards, especially in this metagame. This is a strong deck. I cannot stress that enough. I do think that it vibes with me, maybe a little bit more than it might vibe with other people. I also think that it might not necessarily be in the perfect situation long term if people keep playing a lot of Hela, because it is very hard to deal with Magneto and fairly difficult to actually win on points against a big Hela outcome. I do think that both of these decks, as we talk about them, are things that I'm worried are day one decks in the truest sense. Not that they're not good, but that the metagame could change in a way that makes them very hostile experiences going forward. Now, this is usually the part where I say, oh, well, here's why you wait. I'm going to give you a much simpler reason to wait on Misery. There is an OTA on Thursday. Don't do purchasing decisions 2 days before an OTA. Just don't do it. All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed that look at the two Misery decks that I played to gain about 125 SP on day one of Misery. She definitely released stronger and more powerful than I thought. I'm impressed with her as a splash in the Thors deck. I'm impressed with her as a build around in the Cersei Electro deck. I do expect that, like, Hood into Misery to be a thing that people are going to be actually trying to make work. This is a powerful, powerful effect. Getting multiple demons that are 1/6s is really strong. This is a really legit card right now, I think. I don't know what the context for the rest of it will be given the OTA, but just based on playing with it for a little bit, it has felt like a real card that does real card things. And there are many cards that have come out that have not felt like that. With all of that said, please do remember there is an OTA on Thursday. If you're watching this on Wednesday. Don't be stupid. Do not buy stuff the day before OTAs. I cannot stress this enough. If anyone comes in here saying, KM, you convinced me to buy this card, that's on you. All right, y'all, now that I'm done blaming you for everything, which is true and real, it's time to jump into the gameplay I hope you enjoy. Of course, I will see you in the next one. I've been KM Best. Sort of where my head was at. Where are you? Osmo? AV, alright. Well, I know they don't have Cosmo, so I've got that going for me. Do I want to move this here so I can play Miss Marvel there next turn? Yeah, I think so. Oh, please tell me I didn't just give them a giant guy. Okay. Well. Pray for me. I know he doesn't have a Cosmo. Goliath isn't real because they played a Havoc on 4. We know it's not real. I'm afraid of some other shit. Okay, we're good. Behold the power of misery. Oh, the misery! Everybody wants to be my enemy! We did it. There we go. I told you she was good at this deck. Literally nothing else wins us that game. Hope you're out of the path of the hurricane. We don't know yet, unfortunately. Unfortunately. What's new about the facial hair? It's like way more trimmed. I took off like so much of it. I took off so much of it. What's up? What's up? What's up? My girlfriend thinks it looks better. I don't know. Ebony Maw. Demon. Whoa. My girlfriend is right. Thank you. She will love to hear that. Interesting. I think I win. I think I win. We're about to nuke that Ebony Maw lane. Like, nuke. Look at this. Wait. What's the 4 in the middle? Oh my god! Oh my god! The most nuked of all time. Absolutely shenanigan. Holy fuck. Absolutely shenanigan. Whoa. Alright. What do you do on the days you take breaks from Marvel Snap? I literally play other games. It's fun. Yeah, I think I want the thing in the middle. Nice. Spider-Man. Awesome. You gonna play Sparking Zero? I doubt it. Looks cool, though. It really does. What are you, Spider-Man? Alright. Nice. That's sick, dude. Hell, yes. That's insane. There are so many options here. It's honestly incredible. Yeah, that sucks, but I have bad news for them. Yeah, I mean, like, I feel you. But Miss Marvel coming in. And that's what I tried to play around, and you know, they did the thing that beat it. I can't get mad at that. It happens. Do I have any ongoings in my deck? I do. They're playing Shuri. That's a weird one. Okay. I think I will let you draw your cards. Part of me really wants to do this. I think I have to. That's why Jane, by the way. For specifically this Quake play was why Jane. A different deck. Wolverine. Destroy actually might be a good choice right now. Can't blame him. Wait, I'm still using the wrong beta ray. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. I'm so washed. My beta ray bill is wrong. Magic. Magic Wolverine? What's happening? Am I fucking missing something? What am I missing here? Is there some sort of Zola thing happening? Do I want a Shadow King now? The thing is, I think I just beat that shit. Even if it is Zola into, like, whatever, I think I just win. Okay. Okay. Alright. You know, I don't get to do double on the Mjolnir, the Stormbreaker, but that's okay. Actually, I don't double the Mjolnir. Actually... like that. Huh? 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 Wow, they tied. That null tied the game. Ooh! Is this a fucking... Are you doing fucking... Is this Dan Levitard? Are you doing Dan Levitard? Trying to figure that out. That's my frame of reference for that. Is that sounds like a thing, a Dan Levitard thing. I see some Beta Ray build up. How's the deck status going? They just donated to see. Oh, I see. I don't run one drops. They just got something fucked up. Wait, no, one cost. It's probably like a really expensive one cost. Surely just a really expensive one cost, right? Oh, that's kind of interesting. Shit. Holy shit. We would have won anyway. But, I mean, you know. Now we win harder. We would have won anyway. Data Rainbow variant change? Fuck, you're so right. You're so right. You're so right. You're so right. What'd they blow up? Late Widow? Damn. Thoughts on Misery so far? A solid +1 to what these decks are already trying to do. Gladiator. Alright, let's blow this up. Theirs does go there. Baron Zemo, my Killmonger? Sure. She's not doing much this game, huh? Baron Zemo, my Thor? They really can't play a lot of cards. This is kind of sick nasty, honestly. If they want to play a card mid, they have to play in. If they want to play a card in Morag this turn, they have to play in mid. I assume they're leaving, but I have no real clue. But I'm assuming they're out of here. My cards aren't very good. Righto. Here's some cards. I hope they don't Thor me. I'd be pretty screwed if they did. We're only going to 16 on Morag, so if they got my my little guy, I get shenanigans. If they got my my little Mjolnir. Change your variant after this game? I will, I promise. What are your thoughts on Misery so far? I have enjoyed her, but I'll do anything. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just, I do anything. Just... Oh my god, please just play. I'm begging you. Just show me if I'm dead or alive. Must know. Alright, that looks like they might have gotten my shit. Let's see what we got. Shadow King. I don't have that shit. Bill and... Wait, what's the... Okay, we're good. I was like, holy fuck. That's crazy. Deck, 18 and 6 plus 25 cubes. Just great. Just all around great. Loved it. Big fan. Thors deck ripped. Just want to make sure they're not a Nihilist deck before I do this shit, you know? Realizing what could happen if I draw a Misery here, the White Widow Viper thing, is so fucking insane. Misery Viper herself, probably. I'm just gonna roll right on these Circes, you feel me? Like, whatever happens here, I'm just rolling correct. You know what I mean? Does this work? Did they fix this? Guy's not big at all, actually. I'm kind of wondering about this play. What are they trying to do here, is my question. So we have 19, 20. What's 19 plus 20 plus 5, right? 25, 44. Doesn't SK cook? Does. 18 in each. don't even think SK works, though. Like 21 in each, but not 22. 38, 43, 60. Fuck it, this is too funny. Oh my god, we played her! They were like, it's cool, I got this. But Living Tribunal won that lane anyway. Why didn't they play that mid? Oh, because they didn't want to risk it going over there? Oh my god. I don't know. Abel is too cost cocktail. Well, he's definitely not. They're about to move this Cosmo. God damn it. Life is so painful for me. I hate that card more than anything else. Feels like misery? Yeah. It really does, doesn't it? I kind of wonder what happens here. That's kind of interesting. I mean, insanely, this could win. I doubt that it will, but check this out. Let's go! Oh my god. I Jesus. Because you play Clog? Bro, this isn't even really a Clog deck. If I pull Ajax, it's bigger than Glad. Huh, love that. kind of a crazy turn. And not in the good way. This game has me taking real life 50-50s I shouldn't take. Holy shit. What does that even mean? What does that mean in this context, my friend? Does Widow's White block cable draws? I don't know. I think so. I feel like maybe I'm getting Killmongered. Maybe I'm falling victim to a monger of kills. Okay. Holy shit. What the fuck are you playing? I was not getting Killmongered, but that was absolutely in range. Supreme Savage. Hello, Jonathan Gray. Oh my. Okay, chat, does anyone know how... If I play Viper here, does it just die? Does anyone know? Like, if I go Hood, White Widow, Viper, Misery, it doesn't... It's not the way I want it to work. It's bad. Is that correct? Absolutely not. Okay. That's what I was... It'll go poorly. They all die. All right. Yep. That. I mean, come on. All right. Here's what's not happening: is I'm not getting Cosmo. Yeah, that's what's not happening. I'm not getting Cosmo. I don't want to open myself up to a Killmonger if I can avoid it. Okay. Yeah. Feel ya. I guess if you're Marvel Boying, you're not Killmongering, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna try this. Seems cool. Seems cool as hell. Larval. Soulstone. Yep. Aight.